Entering the Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience presented by DraftKings. We are officially here. It is the 4th annual CUSTY Awards, everyone's single favorite show of the year. So remember, smash the like button to the video, subscribe to Mayo Media Network, and you can find all of the old Cust Corners, both in video version up on Mayo Media Network, under the Cust Corner playlist, and on the Cust Corner exclusive audio feed. You can find those and rehash all of the old episodes in the description of this video and podcast. Remember, in the comment section of the video, tell me what your front runner right now is for the 2021 5th annual CUSTY Awards. Something crazy Cust has said so far, because you know what? It's hard to keep track of. Shout out to Rob McIntyre for putting all of this together, because I definitely do not have the time or care enough to actually make a chart of all of these. But Rob put it all together in a handy form, ran the voting. Thank you all for voting. And remember, please share this show around. Many people say, this is the best episode of the Pat Mayo Experience every single year. Joining me in studio, the panelist, Geoff Fienberg is here. Garion Thorne is here, as they have been for each of the previous Custys. Jeffrey, you are dressed up for the affair.
Yeah, I wore a cardigan in honor of Tim's fashion, I guess you could say, supporting Tim and these awards. I'd say he's a good sport because it's probably a grueling time for him.
Garion?
Yeah. This is like the first time I've left my house in probably 8 months. So, you know, big deal.
It's nice to
big
see
deal for the
It's
customers.
nice to see you in studio.
I mean, there are lines I won't cross, but nothing's taking the Custys away from me.
No, we'll have to fly you in next year when we do the Custys. And since it's basically a roast, we'll get a throne and have the man of the hour on site. If you don't know his name, it is Tim Andercust.
Tim Andercust.
That's not my name. But if it is a roast, and that means I'll just wait until the end next year and then be able to deliver my comments at the end.
That would make you think that I would give you the time to make your comments at the end.
I would take the time.
You wouldn't get the time. Guess who edits this show, pal?
I would do that, and I'd also
would you? Oh, would you now?
It would just cut to black. Tim had to return to his home planet.
Is he already having a gig fit? We're off to one gig fit start.
Okay.
There's a very important category that we need to start with this year, because it determines the future of the Custys going forward. Because it is to award the most insane person's takes of the year. Which brings us to our first category at the Custys, who is the most insane person. So we have some nominees here. We have... Well, Garion Thorne was not a votable nominee, so he's off the list this year. We have Pat Mayo, owner of the Mayo Media Network. We have Paul Shaughnessy, editor and executive producer of the Mayo Media Network. We have in studio with us right here, Geoff Fienberg loves Philip Rivers more than you love your mom, and Tim Andercust himself, the doctor of Cust, are your nominees for most insane person of the year. Geoff, how are you feeling about this?
I think this is a slippery slope that's trying to be created here. And in many ways, I take great offense to this. I'm certain it's impossible for me to win. And it's embarrassing that it's even in question.
You can see Jeff's eyes are looking over at the sheet to see if he actually won or lost. He's very concerned about this.
Well, I think,
Garion, what do you think about the transmogrification?
as the arbiter of sanity,
I have an important note that I think I need to make before you give your third-party decision. This started, Garion, on an argument for which I won a 16-1 bet on. Like, that is where this really gained traction. And me claiming Herbert at 16-1 would win Rookie of the Year. Tim then claiming that the graphics should be changed. I should now be the insane persons for all the reasons that he said it probably wouldn't happen.
Well, now,
and there that it won.
Pat attacked you for it, and I jumped on board Pat's attack of you for it. I wasn't the one instigating that.
But
I
that
just
was
agreed.
like the genesis. That was like the birth
Well,
of
you were
me
saying,
being
like,
more insane, and I was right. So I feel this whole thing should be withdrawn. In fact,
Hold on here. It is not being withdrawn because every time, like, let's say, you have trigger words, like if Tua comes up, you're like, ah! And then you lose your mind. That's why
Okay,
people think that
hold
you're
on.
insane.
but I acknowledge I'm not like the most differentiating and important fact here is I acknowledge I'm crazy. Like I acknowledge I'm not
So
normal.
you are an insane person. You're just not the most insane.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I acknowledge when people are like, whoa, Fienberg's way more crazy than I thought. No, I've always been this crazy. You are just getting to know me better.
Yeah.
So, Tim, do you want to make your case to why you're not the most insane person?
Yeah, I'm not an insane person. That's why.
That's what an insane person would say.
Yeah, believe me.
It's pretty
Listen.
concise.
An insane. It is concise. I'm not insane. I am a person who speaks what he thinks is true and has his own particular view of things. But I'm in my right mind. I know, and I'm not getting into shouting matches with people at Harvey's about masks, and I'm getting into shouting matches with people in card stores about card protectors. And I didn't collect 5,000 Herbert cards when I said I was only going to get one or two and turn it into a whole thing. So I just think I'm not the most insane person for sure. I think now, obviously, I'm going to lose this vote, even though I won a poll the other day online. I'm going to lose this vote.
So,
But
Tim,
back
just to
this
cut you off for a second, if your defense is you don't collect stupid things and you don't yell at people in public places, that is an incorrect take. You
Well,
do
that's not
those
what I
things,
said.
except Jeff's
that's not-
things that he's collecting kind of have value, and people at card stores aren't 16-year-olds working in the produce section.
Fair.
I still think I win.
You want
Well, you're
win
about
the
to win something.
Yeah, you might be about to win this award. So, Garion, you've heard Tim spell out the fact, even in that little soliloquy, that he lives his truth. He basically just said that to you. He speaks his truth, and that's very good of him. We're very proud of you. You get a sucker clap for living your truth, Tim. That's very impressive in
open my
2021.
Can I open my stuff now?
No, not yet. You can't open your stuff yet. Garion, can you please weigh in on this? Who do you think wins?
I think what Jeff said is probably the most important point here, which is that if you acknowledge you're crazy, you're probably not that crazy. I think the fact that Tim doesn't realize how strange he is, that's really the key to everything here. So, look, Jeff made a point a couple episodes ago that he's more worried about the 2022 or the 5th annual Custys for this particular vote. When he becomes the outsider.
Yeah.
When he becomes the one who people come in and talk about him before we get on the call and things of that nature.
We record him without him knowing.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
And
I
then
think
publish the
I think
clips.
that's but this even goes back to my initial point. Jeff's ability to understand that might happen is again another showcase of why he might not be as insane as Tim.
I will certainly pull higher next year than I am
Well, I don't know about
this
that.
year.
You're
for
already locking in that you haven't won this award. right?
for now, I'm confident we will be celebrate. I won't be sitting in the throne next year.
Have we factored in though how odd Tim might be without the buffer of, Skype?
No, well, there's still a distinct possibility that we just don't have Tim come in studio,
fair, too.
and we just keep him via the line. He can be like,
Leave the one live Tim show.
yeah,
the-
per
the
year, and
greatest
that
episode
will
of
be the one. He'll come in, he'll take the heat, and that'll be the end of it. So the winner of the most insane person, bronze medalist, third place, Pat Mayo with 2.2% of the vote. That seems even high for me as a very sane person. Geoff Fienberg comes in second place with how much do you think?
21.
28.5%.
That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Like we're trending bad. We're trending bad. I think people just voted that to see this. So whatever. Good for you. You got it.
Well, it's working. So
I make that exact point about polls that I'm involved in, and you shoot them down.
Yeah, I was
So,
gonna say I was very much on board with the whole like Jeff's in on this, it's fine, and now you're starting to make excuses about why people might be doing what they're doing. So I also would like to point out, good on the people for giving Paul less than 2%. Paul is the most sane
Yeah,
person.
Paul, very sane. This is very well known. He has the stamp and everything. Tim, that leaves you with 69% of the vote, so congratulations.
I think it's way too high. It should be 0, but we'll see. This time next year, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm at no worse than silver.
Okay, well,
But you can assure people that me in person is no different than me on Skype. I just say what I say and have the notes that I have.
okay. Paul,
Let's get more gifts, though.
Tim, Paul, do you have Tim's video ready to go by chance? Has Tim even turned on his camera yet, despite wanting to open this stuff?
I haven't been asked to do any of these things yet.
Well, I figured you would have set yourself up for it. Can you turn your camera on? You can even cut to Tim right now so we can see how he manages his way through this. This should be entertaining.
Hold on. You can't. I haven't got my camera on.
How do you not have your camera on? Just click. Oh my god.
Hold on, I'll get it on.
Okay,
Hold on.
you work on this. I'll go through the next award. How about that? We'll do it after this award. Second award of the Custys, Best Cust Corner of the Year. There's a new Cust Corner coming out very soon. But we have, for the Best Cust Corner, Cust Corner number 25. Waterproof phone covers, South Park outrage, streaming versus cable, gyms, and homelessness. That sounded like a serious one. Cust Corner 26. Hand salad, daylight savings, science fiction, coughing, and cord cutting. I wonder if that was before the pandemic started, the coughing stuff. Did Tim start the pandemic? And I blame him if there was anything.
People are talking about it.
We'll get to it.
Oh, okay. Cust Corner number 27, the fast food bracket, and Dear Custy. Cust Corner number 28, serving sizes, festivals, and Monopoly. Cust Corner 29, survival in the Arctic, TV themes, Photoshop, and travel. And number, Triple X, the Cust Corner Triple X, grandmother at the supermarket with Tim, Die Hard, gifts for friends, bidets, and fruitcakes are the potential leans here. I mean, I don't quite recall how any of these ebbed and flowed, and I doubt most people did who voted on them, Garion. But I'm going to guess survival in the Arctic is the winner because that is really the one thing that stands out for me. That's like Tim jumping from space when he claimed he could do that. His survival from the Arctic take. I'm curious to see how it does in the rest of these categories, but it is so egregious, I feel like that sticks out in people's minds.
Not only did he say that at one point, but he's also followed it up by needing 12 breaks and T-sips to shovel a driveway, and he can't even walk a flight of stairs, which I acknowledge might be difficult. But what does he think would happen in the freaking Arctic? So for me, that's certainly up there. And when it says travel, do we not just have survival in the Arctic and him saying that staying in airports and Google Maps is essentially the same? Is that what this travel
I don't know,
means?
because that's where it gets confusing. So I think that one could be traveling, as in Tim said, if you have a stopover in an airport in Tokyo. I've been to Japan, because that's what he said. I've been to Japan, because he was in the airport for a fucking hour. But it could also be that he also said that he goes on Google Maps. And I don't know if he took the street view of the city or just looked at the streets, but that was traveling to that city as well.
Well, and also going to Sparrow is like walking the streets of Italy. So most difficult sports too. That was when he was saying he could break up a pass, or he could tackle.
I think that was on
somebody?
a football show.
No, because there was
probably.
3 of them this year, I think. There was one that he could defend like any wide receiver in football.
Not any wide receiver, but in the back of the end zone on first and goal for one. I could commit tax interference.
No, you couldn't, because you're weak. Oh, there you are on camera.
Hey,
how's it going?
Good.
Nice hat. So, we got him on video now. Here we go. This is going to be more insane than usual. So there was also, can't remember if it was this year or not, but he claimed he could hit 0.5, 0.0, 50%, not 50%, 5% in the majors. Remember that one?
Oh,
his batting average wouldn't be 100; it'd be 0.05.
0.05.
But he'd get 1 hit for every 20 at bats in Major League Baseball, which is pretty egregious.
I do remember.
And that he would gain. There'd be no chance he wouldn't gain a first down.
Through
the
NFL.
10
yards
with 3 carries.
Yeah.
10 yards on 3 carries. Oh. Yeah, I mean that one.
Defense was in prevent. We're down by 45 points, and so they hand me the ball.
Yeah. That's fine, Tim.
You're
still not getting 10 yards.
Let them play prevent.
You're not getting 2 yards.
I'd get more than 10 yards.
I mean, okay, how
Can you even run 10 yards?
how fast did he run his 40 again?
7.24 seconds.
Okay, so it stands to reason it takes him at least a second to run 5 yards.
Yes.
He's starting at least 5 yards in the backfield. So you think you could get to the line of scrimmage before an NFL caliber athlete either not even just broke through, but I mean, oh my God, that's insane. It's just crazy.
Okay, well, that's your perspective. It's not my perspective. I think I could do it.
Are all your offensive linemen Mekhi Becton?
I think he's frozen.
No, I'm not frozen.
I'm just pondering.
No, he's thinking about
He
the
got
situation.
excited about the thought of 5 Mekhi Bectons, and he
I bet
couldn't
the
talk.
whole point is, even if there was like a gaping wide hole that he could run through, it would still, by the time he got there, it would be closed.
There's nowhere for him to go.
And also, like, if we're just doing even like Oklahoma style here, if you fumble the ball on first down, you don't get 2 more downs. Or if you have to be stretchered off,
That
after
would be the
first
whole thing.
down,
One
you
hit,
don't get 2
stretcher
more
on the
chances.
field.
So he better gain 10 yards on the first carry. Anyway.
So here are the winners of Best Cust Corner for the year. Coming in third place with 15% of the vote, it would be Cust Corner 27. Serving sizes, music festivals, and Monopoly.
I was so right about serving sizes, by the way.
You're about serving sizes?
I was so right about that. There's such nonsense.
I mean, look
Just
at-
the other day, I bought this 1 liter bottle of sparkling water, and the suggested serving size on this bottle was 350 mils. Who is ever buying a 1 liter bottle of flavored water and drinking 350 mils? It's not something you pour out at the dinner table for everyone to have a sip from. Like, what are we doing here? It's so asinine.
Yeah, no,
Did
hold
you
on.
just drink straight from a bottle of Perrier? What are you talking about?
No,
Hold on 1 second. Are you getting suggested serving size confused with what it shows on the back? Because that's just an easy way to measure it. That's not suggested serving size.
It's obviously the suggesting serving
No,
size.
it's not, Tim. That's a way so people can parse the information so they don't have to do 2 fucking tables between a liter and a can that is 355 milliliters.
But this only comes in bottles that are
So
1
the-
liter.
So there are no cans whatsoever with the same product in it. That doesn't exist?
No, this is the grocery store brand sparkling flavored water.
Yeah, I get the grocery store brand sparkling flavored water, and I get them in 355 ml cans.
No. This is not like the root beer that Superstore makes.
I'm not looking for root beer that Superstore makes, Tim. We're talking about sparkling water. That's how I consume sparkling water, is out of a can that is 355 milliliters. It is not a suggested serving size. It is the serving size in which it is measured. How do you not understand that? Are you a moron? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, this raspberry flavored water that sparkles in anything other than the 1 liter bottles that our compliments makes. You cannot buy them any other way. This is it, the only way.
Let's take a show of hands here. I'm going to agree with me on this one. How about you guys?
I'll agree with you.
You can agree with it?
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, Tim, when you purchase a liter of Coca-Cola, when it gives you the serving size, I would wager when you look at the back of it, it gives you the serving size of 1 can because that is the standard form of measurement they use to extrapolate these things out.
That could be about the Coke. I can't.
It's the same for everything.
They're made by the same company.
No, they're not.
Great.
Like,
Now your insanity is forcing me to get triggered because you just don't realize simple facts. Anyway, that came in third with 14.9% of the vote. Second place with 27.6% of the vote, our Christmas episode.
Christmas.
Triple X Cust Corner with the highest rated Cust Corner ever because it has XXX in the title, the lowest watch time per episode, but the most downloads and hits of any episode because of the XXX in the title. People tuned in, saw Cust, and it is not what they were looking for. Put it that
so
way.
you're saying it had great SEO.
It had amazing SEO.
Is there like recency bias at play here too? Because if we can't remember what happened in these episodes, probably no one else can. So it's the most recent one.
It is, but that's also the story with Tim and his grandmother at the supermarket, which is a pretty good story.
It's also the time when Tim laughed at me because I said my World Series Coke cans had like had dissolved and soaked through the bottom, and he went, well, my cans haven't done that. And I was like, well, great, Tim.
And Tim, what can you refresh us? Because that's not a part of this year's Cust. Oh, maybe that's the leader in the clubhouse for the 5th annual Custys. But can you refresh the people of what happened? Do you have those around you? By the way, can you show us the empty cans, or did you chuck them?
No, I don't. I didn't chuck them. They're in a box in a storage unit, like in the house.
Oh, I can't wait in like 2 years from now when I'm back there and you forget to pay your bills and I show up and I'm like, yep, and I win those in the storage auction. Is that something we can do once I move back to where you are? Can we go to storage auctions?
I would, if they have them, I'd love to go to one just so we can say, yep.
No, that's me. You're more like, look at you. You look like Daryl. You're the gambler. We need to get you in like a fucking tank top. You need to be like, that's a $40 bill right there.
Right there.
Number 1.
Jeff can be branded.
Yeah, Jeff can be branded. Jeff, Daryl's son. Does that make you the old man with the skeleton gloves?
Oh, Barry?
Tim's, yeah, Barry. Tim's actually that Renee guy from Storage Awards. He actually
I don't
is.
like that guy. I don't like him.
With 32.9% of the vote, Cust Corner 26, Survival in the Arctic, TV themes, Photoshop, Most Difficult Sports, and Travel is the winner of the best Cust Corner of the year. Although
Actually 29, like the Super Bowl the Chargers.
Oh, yeah,
did.
that is true. Number 29. I feel like the one we have coming out in like 2 weeks, Jeff, that might be the front runner for the best of the year because it had been so long since we had done one that, we had a lot saved up for that. So, Tim, you can open your boxes now. Show us your box, pal.
They're not boxes. They're pouches.
Now, this is very impressive that you were able to receive this off Amazon, so congratulations.
The talent that I have. What do we got here? What's this thing? A surge protector.
So now, Tim, you can charge the phone in your car.
That is, that's very sweet. Thank you.
Can you let the people know why this is a handy product for you to have?
Because a month or two, probably going on 2 months ago now, I finally purchased one of those charge thingies for your own car.
You mean a charger? A
Because
phone?
for the
You mean
longest
a
time, I
phone?
thought it was going to
Hold
set
on.
me back
What-
like 200.
Hold on. It's called a phone charger, Tim.
Yeah, okay, a phone charger. Well, I thought it was going to cost me like $200, but it only cost me like $7. But then I got real concerned that when I used it, like there might be a surge of power that goes through my car and blows my phone up. So now I've been using it in very, very sparing ways to ensure that like I don't have it blow up like that lighter blew up on you at Bonnaroo.
Do you think you'd get superpowers?
You think you're not insane?
I'm not insane. I'm just cautious. I'm not like you, where I guess I just don't worry about any eventuality of like these weird things with technology where I plug in a device that was never meant for. I mean, the car I have is so old that it wasn't, the cell phone chargers in it wasn't thought of. So I'm obviously not, you got to be a little bit cautious. Okay, present 2.
Present number 2.
I'm not insane. I'm not cautious. It's like the reasoning for why I have to flick off the light switch 7 times or everyone dies.
All right,
Okay.
let's see it, Tim.
It is it's an affirmations CD.
Because?
So I remember when I went back in the fall, as we remember, and I'm surprised. I guess this wasn't a technical corner because it was during the show, which is why I didn't win. But I went to the Nordic Spa, and my favorite. No, of course not. It's not that type of place. It's upstanding. So at the Nordic Spa, there's a place called Hammam, which if you don't know about it, it's like a Turkish sauna where you douse yourself in various body salts. And then there are different scented rooms that you go into to exfoliate. It's really quite nice. And in one of the saunas, I can't remember if it was the eucalyptus or the orange one, there are affirmational sayings being said to you in the sauna. And they were like very, very encouraging. Things like, you are great. You are enough. You deserve credit. You are starlight. That I just found very like energizing. Yeah, finally, somebody is saying these things, even though I know it's a tape. You know, I know it's not really a person saying it to me. I liked it so much that I was into it, and I was really fired up about it. And I have in the past gone on the YouTube and found like affirmational videos to listen to. to fall asleep. But this is a CD I can fire it in my car and listen to when I'm driving around to this, that, or the other, just to calm you down and be affirmational. Because, like I think I said on the show, my experience of the internet is a very toxic one most of the time. Whether it's Twitter or through my phone with group messages and various group messages, it's not as kind and friendly a place as you might imagine. So this sort of thing I find helps to ground a person.
Well, are those both the gifts that you have? Because you opened your Andrew Cuomo book, and then he got cursed, and then he was done.
Which I didn't realize was that somebody sent me the book by the sainted Andrew Cuomo that he wrote, which, I was right about that. One of the few things I got right this year was what a terrible person.
He never took that bait.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But as soon as he got the book, it was all downhill for Andrew Cuomo.
Well, not
So if you want
everyone can be Starlight.
If you have a politician that you don't like and you're wondering why the scandal hasn't come, just send a copy of that person's book to Tim, and then the downfall will just happen immediately following it.
Have you read the Cuomo book?
No, I haven't cracked that book.
So it's Kindle? What is it?
Oh, it's an actual physical hard copy book.
Yeah, so you can turn it into, Kindle like for a fire. Kindling.
Oh, no, I suppose if my TV tray or something begins to wobble, I can prop it up with it or something. Sure, it's It's a hardcover. So
Tim only burns books on the weekend, man.
I have too many books. My problem is I am one of these people who has an overabundance of books.
We can see them behind you.
Well, I don't have my bookcase behind me. I usually do a lot of video stuff or try to show off for video stuff.
Well, I mean, that's evident. But should we get him off the video and go back to phoner, Paul, or do you want to keep him on?
I think he's good with phoner. I don't have a microphone, so nobody's going to be able to hear me. But.
That's okay. So Paul says we're good if it's not stealing our internet, because Tim, you don't want to use up all of our internet with your bandwidth.
No, I don't want to waste all your Wi-Fi data. So.
Said his
Right, what?
was unstable a couple
Well, of course it does. It's his connection.
Exactly, so it kind of works.
All right, yeah. As long as it's not a problem, let's keep Tim via video.
Yeah.
Here we go. Next category does not involve Tim. It involves Geoff Fienberg. It is Fienberg's biggest rival. Here we go. Number 1 up on the list, Anthony Lynn, former coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, who led them to a 33-31 record during his tenure. Assorted Dolphins fans. Twitter accounts Geoff frequently finds himself at odds with. Alex Rollins, NFL YouTuber who makes videos analyzing players, including Justin Herbert. Tua, quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, taken ahead of Justin Herbert in the 2020 NFL Draft. Daniel Popper, Chargers beat reporter who also posts taco reviews. Panini America, company producing trading cards, headquartered in Irving, Texas. Mina Kimes, ESPN analyst known for well-thought-through opinions, appearing on such NFL shows as NFL Live and Highly Questionable. Chalk Monkeys, known for keeping Vegas in business and largely supported Tua over Herbert, as Geoff did at the time too.
So what do you guys want to, because I can do this?
Well,
I think we should know Jeff's personal rankings.
Well, I mean, what Geoff thinks and what the people think could be two.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm
If he has a cough fit and you see it coming, you cut to him, okay?
I'm already excited for the 2021 rivals list, but
Darren Rovell off the list. He's permanently won this category.
okay. Well, for starters, I think this Alex Rollins thing is like baseless. And Popper, I'm okay with Popper.
Not when he posts about tacos.
Well, listen, sometimes he's got this whatever. Everyone's got to take a picture of their food. That's annoying as shit sometimes. This Chalk Monkeys thing was pretty much a tweet I sent out drunk after the Herbert pick, acknowledging, well, I'm most confident Herbert's going to be good because 200 people are messaging me that he's bad. And most of you are wrong. Often. That's why you're normally putting more money into your accounts.
You, the fans, you are the enemies, according to Geoff.
What else was here? Lynn, there's only one incident. He made me yell at my daughter.
Jesus Christ.
The Dolphin fans thing, I got put on Dolphins Reddit and I got attacked. Yeah, something. I made an insulting comment and it got to the Reddit pages and then they came for me.
Are you sure it wasn't Tim who put it there? Because the only person I know who frequents Dolphins Reddit is Tim.
Listen, it was Hanukkah. It might have been the second night of Hanukkah. It was a Sunday night. The Chargers were playing the Falcons. We already had an incident maybe the week or 2 weeks before with the time and the timeouts in the Bills game. And he did it right before the half again in Atlanta. And I promised my wife, because it's 4:00 game, I'll come down. We'll do the candles, yada, yada, yada. And I came down. It was halftime and I was steaming. Like I needed maybe a 5-minute cool off. And Lily was just like decorating cookies. My sister got her this thing with ice, like you just decorate your own cookies. And I don't know, something happened. I broke her cookie and I yelled at her and I blame Anthony Lynn for that. And listen, that's it. My true rival, I think I'm still upset with them. As much as I have funded them. Oh, thanks. I'm being side filmed. My true rival, I'd argue, is Panini. This national treasures drop. This thing costs $4,000 a box. I'm not even in on national treasures. It's way above me. Like I hope maybe one of those apps or something or collect like somebody who like maybe I could fractionally buy a Herbert. But we're in freaking April and they're still putting jerseys that I get it's not game worn. I'm not an idiot. Not game worn. They're putting the old jersey. Herbert, the Chargers stopped wearing the jersey before Herbert was drafted. It's a $4,000 product, a box for 6 freaking cards. And the most highly sought after card in that box and this moment in time happens to be Herbert rookie patch autos. And they're still putting out fraudulent crap.
7 out of 10 of you voted for me instead of that. I hope you're proud of yourself.
No, what do you mean? $4,000 American for a box with 6 cards that came out in April. I get in the fall with COVID. At some point, like the highest end product couldn't have been goddamn corrected.
I don't know, all those jerseys might have the COVID.
No, I'm not even talking game worn. I get they're not game worn. That's like a whole other thing. But if you're
because he never wore it.
Yes, but the color scheme of the jersey should be the jersey that he wore in his freaking rookie year.
We all get your argument. I think the rest of us don't care.
No, I get like to a certain point to not care. To then see that it actually made its way into national treasures is.
That's like a nice little anecdote you tell at parties. You're like, oh, I sold this card for $6,000, even though it wasn't the proper jersey. Yeah.
I cannot believe they do this.
Yeah, shame on them. So do you think that they won your biggest rival? No. Quit looking at the results.
I can't. I'm blind as shit.
Can I say there's no way Tua didn't win?
Why? Tua's not a rival.
Well, really?
Tua came on our show every week for about 12 weeks.
I wish him
well. Every week I opened the show and checked for the time codes. There was always a Tua time code.
I wish him well. Tim will hate him more than me this year.
I like that that's your backtrack from it. Like, Tim will just go straight attack Tua. Yeah. You will say horrible things and be like, I wish him well, though. Like, I don't hate him.
I wish him well.
Plausible deniability.
Always good. I wish him well. That Raiders tape still exists, where he was like 7 starts into his career.
And they benched him with the playoffs on the line. That was really impressive.
That's like damning to me. That's damning to me. That's damning. Listen,
no one ever talks about the Cardinals game. Let's all talk about the Cardinals game. That was a fun one.
Yeah, no, it was.
We'll talk about the Buffalo game at the end of the year.
No, we don't have to talk about that one. Nah.
Why? Tim I like that Tua is done. Tua is no good. Yet, for 4 years, we had to hear about Sam Darnold being absolute shit, but like, oh, he's just young.
Also, we're all betting the Panthers to win the NFC
Super
South.
Bowl.
Okay.
With the Jets coach.
I'm 100%
on his coach.
Right, of course.
Who the Jets, Tim didn't even want.
I want to say this. While Tua might win today, as we move into
But he'll never win anything again.
As we move into the future, I am certain it's going to Tim is going to, I'll come off it And
You have a new rival. You have a new rival. This is like a completely
yeah,
new
like
set of
if
rivals.
the Chargers draft the second corner in the draft, am I gonna like go to war with Surtain?
Or this is the scenario that I see playing out to get to Jeff's new least favorite quarterback.
Denver?
Let's say yes, exactly.
Oh, I like
so
it.
if like Justin Fields falls to Denver or Trey Lance goes to Denver, and then suddenly 6 games in, he's got like
This will be
15
out-
to 1 touchdown
This will
interception.
be out after the NFL draft, by the way.
Either way.
So just so people know
Either
that.
way. This
Not
is the
Gary
scenario
being
that
like, I
plays
didn't
out.
even know there was a
Yeah,
draft.
exactly.
If you don't think I don't see that, Jeff, I see that.
No,
Hold
but
it up to the camera now. You might as well.
we have to get to
yeah,
a scenario where at
Jeff is
some point
basically
this
acting
season,
like Gary Player's son at the Masters.
no, I want at one point this season a national analyst to say the sentence, "Could Trey Lance be better than Justin Herbert?" And at that point, that guy is Jeff's biggest rival for Custys 5.
No, listen, I'm flattered at any comparisons. I think as we get into 2021,
And the conversation is, was Tua actually the good pick?
listen,
those
no,
I don't know if that's
conversations.
going to happen.
listen, Tua,
We
I
need it
think
to happen for the show.
Tua's in a great, like the floor is low on Tua. I think it won't be hard for him to exceed expectations. I'm not talking about Tim's.
Well, he needs low floors. His hips don't work.
He needs, you know what he needs? He needs the booger mobile to get down the field. Like those old people with the bad hips who have the elevator to go up the stairs. He needs
mean,
that for the sidelines.
Everyone.
Dolphins.
I almost said something I'm glad I didn't say.
I have great news for you. Your starting quarterback in 2022 will be Watson, Wilson, or Aaron Rodgers.
Or an awesome Tua.
Or an
if
awesome
he's
Tua,
great.
yeah.
Or an awesome Tua.
Oh, no, I'm
So
I'm
you
fine.
guys are going to be set
fine.
at quarterback. You're going to be set at quarterback because you're either going to have a guy living up to his ceiling that was drafted
See
fifth
what he's
overall.
doing? He's saying nice things about the Dolphins, so Dolphins Reddit doesn't come after him again. But
I've
he's still trying
always
to
been kind
put it
about the
around like
program.
Tua.
Yeah, no.
I've never taken shots at the
as someone who
program.
watches the show weekly, I will say Jeff is always at least
shots
more
at the
grounded
program.
in his Dolphins
program
takes.
every day in 2019 for about an entire season.
Yeah, but I can admit when I'm wrong too.
Okay.
You can't. Like, you'll hold on to the Darnold thing. I promise you. That was the thing that I'm happy didn't happen. If the Chargers drafted somebody who wasn't good and was the quarterback, I'd have bailed so much faster than you. Like, I can,
You and I are on the same page. What are you talking about?
but he's not mine.
You have the same opinion.
He's not mine. I like Sam Darnold. I think he's going to be great this year.
I like him too. I think he's going to be really good in Carolina. I don't understand where this is coming from. Oh, I would have bailed much earlier. So my opinion, your opinion on Sam would have been different if he was a Charger than if he was a Jet. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I would have needed more.
And 7 out of 10 people didn't vote for that. They voted for me. Good work, people.
Well,
Yeah,
Tim,
man.
let me throw this.
You can't fucking
Tim-
shovel a driveway.
Well, I
Just be like-
it just takes me time.
Just be like Jeff. Pay someone to do it for you.
I like the exercise. Shoveling.
No, I
is
cut
very
my
good.
hand, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, wasn't that just so you could smoke a joint around the corner, clearing off that?
Don't worry about me. And no, it wasn't, but don't worry about me.
So, Tim, what do you think? How do you think the results played out for Jeff's biggest rival?
Tua's going to win.
Do we have a secondary candidate?
I think Mina Kimes
Yeah.
is sneaky.
No,
Yeah.
that was like one If we're gonna just go with like
No, but I
me,
think people will want to try to restoke that fire. I think that's sometimes how people vote.
Hey,
these things.
you can't be yelling at former guests of the Pat Mayo experience.
I like
Mina
Mina
Kimes, just like that.
Kimes.
When
Nice.
was Mina on the pet?
We were breaking down The Bachelor.
Oh yeah.
It was ages ago.
I like Mina.
Shout out Nando for
I don't
hooking
know.
that one up.
I don't know. That's a very like fringe. Like we could have 100 Mina Kimes if it's like anyone I smarm at on Twitter.
That was also before. That was back when I had more Twitter followers than Mina did. Not so much the case anymore.
Not the case anymore.
Okay, so the results for Fienberg's biggest rival, and thank you, Paul, for keeping track of this all year. It's the one Custy category Paul keeps track of in his notebook.
I want to see where the 2021 nominees are.
You don't get to hear them until the Custys next year, Jeff.
Oh, well,
Third place with 21.3% of the vote, Anthony Lynn, former coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. Second place with 23.2% of the vote, assorted Dolphins fans, leaving number one with 41.8% of the vote. Your guy, there it is, Tua, quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, and the man you can't get out of your head.
So 2/3 of the voters voted for Dolphins-related things.
There are a lot of Dolphins
Listen,
fans.
good luck to you, pal. You got 3 quarterbacks going right after you take one, and you're already insulting the quarterback going ahead of you. And you thought Jake Fromm was the best quarterback on his team, and you hate Tua, and he's in your division. He's not even in my division. So good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
I'm delighted he's in my division because it's not very good. And yeah, I mean,
The Dolphins are really good.
Dolphins had 10-6 last year with no quarterback play. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's
Fitz
impressive.
played fine.
All right, we got to get to the good ones. Here, 'cause
Sorry.
these ones are going to take some time. That was fun though.
I just wanted to say quickly.
Going to the
Hold on. Paul's chiming in here. Yes.
I got my microphone on now.
Okay, good.
The only reason why Geoff is backtracking on his Dolphins hate right now is because he's sitting next to Garion. It's pretty obvious.
Dolphins hate.
The amount of shit I saw from you on Twitter this year going towards Dolphins fans.
Tua
you
only,
were,
not the Dolphins.
every week you
Tua
were
only,
fighting with them.
specific Tua. Specific Tua. You cannot conflate the two.
No, it is it's Tua and Dolphins fans. Those are the two people that you went after, I would say.
It's uncomfortable for them to have the conversation. It was uncomfortable.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I think you're right, by the way. I'm just saying that.
Oh, I hate you.
I'm interacting live with the people, although the show isn't live. I'm sending out clips as we're going on.
Me? God damn it.
This one's about Garion, actually.
Whoa! When did I make that face?
Okay, let's keep this going. We have most cussed story of 2021. We're into the banger categories now. We're through the fluff. So most cussed story, we have Tim has become a fan of going to spas by himself, obviously to get tugs. Champagne glass. Tim uses his champagne glasses for Diet Coke at a wedding event. Or just a wedding. Google Maps. Tim enjoys using Google Maps to explore new cities and then claims that he has been to said cities. KFC. Tim drove past a Kentucky Fried Chicken and had to pull over to the side of the road because he was too furious over the restaurant being painted green for a new promotion. Bacon bits. Tim has used processed bacon bits as a meal at a variety of events. Dishwasher. Tim has issues with dishwashers and has struggled to know how to use them. Supermarket. Tim had to settle a feud between his grandmother and a grocery store employee. Shelf stacking. While at grocery stores, Tim has begun rearranging the shelves so the new Diet Coke flavors will be in the back and regular Diet Coke will be in the front. Journal. Tim has been keeping a journal of fast food deals he would like to try as their commercials emerge on TV. And finally, Tim is obsessed with McDonald's monopoly and has continually found excuses to go there, culminating with us live on the show doing a McDonald's rip for Tim to see if we got the stickers he wanted. Tim, which one are you most ashamed of?
I'm not really ashamed of any of them. I would say of all of them, that sounds crazy. It's definitely, I drove by that KFC. I was just furious. I'm still upset thinking about it, actually. I better not. Just like, what are you doing, man? Advertising some plant-based product that the fans don't want. And like, who are you attracting? I don't understand it. Like, yeah, I mean, I like the place. I'll never stop going. But it still bothers me to see that I'm not the one being catered to. Just, I don't like it.
This might be off topic, but it's like an epiphany I just had. Tim, who hates the idea of sports teams ever putting like advertisements on their jerseys and stuff, and yet Tim is the only person I know who talks about corporations as if they have fans and as if he would cheer for them anyway.
Yeah, they're like a sports team.
Yeah,
Tim. Coke is a sports team. KFC is a sports team.
Like,
also,
Tim, if Coke-
live comments from Twitter right now asking if that's Cust or Mark McGuire.
I'm not here to talk about the past.
But
That's
the only thing we're talking about, though.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing. Misnoted from the McDonald's is he literally went
Your notes are insane.
He went to
I'm
a
gonna
different.
take a picture of
He's
this. So people
mostly
can see your
doodling.
insanity. There's just
McDonald's
there's just hashtags all over the page.
No, some of
There's
them
no
had.
doubt in my mind the McDonald's story is going to win.
He went to a different location. Like he drove 20 minutes because the one like a minute from his house didn't have the stickers.
Well, remember he said he would drive to New Brunswick had he known there were different ones in different provinces.
That's a good 2.5 hour
Yeah,
drive.
it's not a quick drive.
I mean, the dishwasher is an old story, but that's got to be the most cuss thing ever.
No,
I would say the
the
two
washing. You're thinking of the washing machine story when he
sorry,
bailed the
you're
water
right.
out of the washing
Yeah.
machine. This is another one.
No, I think the two most obviously like this person is crazy is the KFC one. And it's also like it's not going to win because it's too simple, but Tim literally rearranging shelves at grocery stores. That's not like a haha, Tim's insane. That's like something an actual insane person would do. Like you don't understand. They have to be in this
You're
order.
literally doing the job of a minimum wage employee.
Doing the job for him.
Like,
Or
you're a-
undoing their job.
Yeah, or undoing their job. And they have to go back and do more work now.
because you want to sell more product of a multinational conglomerate.
I like to think that there's
you probably don't even own stock in.
A specific product of the same one.
But like Tim, is there a convenience store or a grocery store you go to more often than is there a particular one you go to a lot? Because the people who work in that store must see you coming and either A, roll their eyes, or B, alert everyone else because they all have inside jokes about you. Like, oh, that guy is coming.
I doubt it. I show up, I buy the couple of things that I usually buy, I pay, and I leave.
Well, what
And
is your,
you remind, and then you ask them how Coke is selling that month.
Occasionally I've done that. Yes, okay, you're right. I have occasionally asked them. Particularly when that DC Extra came out, I wanted to know how it was doing and who was buying it. Now that sounds crazy when I say it. I realize that sounds crazy.
And 30% of you didn't vote for him?
you're really triggered. The more you get triggered about this, the higher your number's going to go
he's the
next
one
year.
that keeps mentioning.
Only because I wanted to have, if nothing else, something to be equipped with when we had a conversation about it on the show. And if I had some, it's an anecdote, but if I had somebody on the ground
His hard
who
data.
sells it,
Someone
says,
in the thick of it.
No,
I can
what
say-
he's saying makes 100% sense. It's actually just crazy that he cares that much.
Or to think about it. To come
Yeah.
up with an idea that makes sense.
I'm sure I could dislike some annoying
fan,
sandwich
like Garion.
that McDonald's comes out with, but you know what I do? I just won't order it. And I've never would ask the manager, so how's it moving?
Yeah, you'd be like, give me some of that ketchup. I don't care if I don't have a mask.
Okay, I want to debate this. I had the exact change and only wanted ketchup on a. Now I hold on. I guarantee
They
you I
have a
would be
button for
accommodated.
light, Pat. They have a button for light ketchup.
I guarantee you now I would be accommodated. I guarantee you that we're so far into this that I'd just be like, buddy, bro, just ketchup, do them up. Exact change right here. I know what it costs.
And then that place that manufactures its own news would call the cops, be like, "Man, cops come to stop man from going into."
I'm
local
surprised
fast
he didn't
food."
just buy his ketchup from his favorite place, Adamson's Barbecue.
Hold on. I also want to note. Okay,
Is there some of that barbecue sauce in your fridge, Jeff?
Oh, if it is, my wife's hit it well. I got a lot of barbecue sauce, but the other staff at this place, because I'm more frequent at nighttime.
Yeah.
This
sure.
was a day trip, which was rare for me. The nighttime staff.
Oh, they're chiller. Yeah.
When I mentioned what happened to them, or that guy's they all agreed with me, in unison, and would tell me stories. That guy, yeah, no one likes him.
Yeah.
So you came into the store to complain about a fell.
No, I went there the next time I was there. And I mentioned to them what happened.
You see, Jeff's a fan, so he couldn't not go to the store after his bad experience.
I'm not even objecting to it. I'm just saying that this seemed like the sort of thing that if it were me, I'd be criticized for. But
I
Jeff
was
did it.
criticized.
All we've done
What
is
do you think we're
criticize him
doing
about
right
it.
now?
I was criticized then, and it's being brought up again, and I'm still being criticized.
Well, here we go. What do you think ends up winning most cuss story?
For me, it's shelf stacking, but that's not going to win.
I never get this right.
Bacon bits. That was
You'd be
probably
all
popular.
these stories resonate with different people. Because when I thought about this, I thought 100% the yurt story and the tug at the spa were going to win number one. Didn't even make the list.
Yeah, I think the bacon bits wins, but for me, it's shelf stacking.
And we kind of glossed over this. I guess we talked about it in an earlier category, but the whole Google Maps thing to explore new cities is also fucking crazy.
It's actually, if you're about to travel, particularly if you're actually about to physically
Yeah,
travel.
but you're not about to travel.
Well, no, I don't want to go anywhere. But if you were going to go somewhere.
Yes, I could see, Matt. Yes, if you were going to a place and mapping out your trip, I can see the sanity behind that. But you have just said that you're not going anywhere, but you do this anyway.
It's fun. It's cool to like walk around the Champs-Elysees or, go to Rome or go to Tokyo or go to Hong Kong or whatever, just see what it's like there. I'd be like, what would it be like if I were in the shoes of a person standing in this spot on the road?
You could
or
go
if I wanted to drive through the French countryside for like 15 minutes. Like, what would it look like? What would the experience be? And then you could just click your mouse or your trackpad or whatever, and you can see whatever it is you'd see in person. Yeah, you're not there in person, but it takes you 10 minutes. You don't have to go
But
anywhere.
you claim it's an authentic experience, I feel.
Because he's a millennial.
Like the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Is it any more authentic than
going there?
Or
Hold on. Did you say is it any more authentic than an esports competition?
Because it's all done electronically. I'm not denigrating it. It's all electronic.
But people are competing against one another. You're saying that you've been somewhere when you haven't been.
I don't see a difference. And like
when people play Madden, they're not like, I'm in the NFL.
No, but you know what? Anyway, I kind of. All right, that's fair.
I
wrote Space Mountain. I didn't go to space.
Oh yeah, but you got to be on CNN because of it.
Yeah, that was
I totally forgot about that, and then someone sent it to me the other day. It was like Geoff Fienberg live from Disney, stuck on Space Mountain.
You know what I forgot about? Because I'd watch. It was particularly like election night. I just found myself watching a lot of CNN, and they run the same like 7 terrible ads over and over again. And I was like, look at these dumb idiots on these CNN ads. And then I remember Fantasy used to broadcast commercials over and over again. I was like, oh
no, that was us. We were on there. Probably why we went out of business. That sounds like a big spend.
It must have been.
Yeah, that's where all the money went. It wasn't going to any of us. All right, so the winners of the most cussed story. Coming in third place, very close vote. So third place only got 16.5% of the vote. It was shelf stacking. Okay. Rearranging the Diet Cokes at the store. Second place with 22.7% of the vote. First place only had 23.9%. So a barn burner between these two. Tim's obsession with McDonald's monopoly comes in second place, leaving Tim having a mental breakdown on the side of the road driving past a KFC because it was painted a different color. And then having it happen to him again on his way back home because he had forgotten about it the first time.
And then being angry about it today as we still talk about it.
It has like a memento style tattoo. Don't be triggered by the green KFC.
It still just burns me, but anyway.
All right, here we go. This is a big hitter here. Worst cuss take from 2020. Okay, we got a bunch here. Breakfast list. Tim put out a ranking of breakfast food with cream of wheat, McDonald's pancakes, and Special K at the top. Cinnamon raisin bagels and plain yogurt at the top of the list. Dessert list. Tim ranked items such as lemon/orange jello, McDonald's apple pie, vanilla cake, egg custard pie as some of the best desserts in the world. Burger King French fries sandwich. Tim declared that a Burger King sandwich which only contained French fries, mayonnaise, and ketchup sounded great. Snickers bars. Tim called Snickers bars revolting and the most pedestrian of all candy bars.
I'm right about that. That's just 100% true.
Bacon. Tim remarked that he would want number 6 on the scale of how to slice bacon and how it would be cooked. This would be the equivalent of the bacon being crumbled into Wile E. Coyote-esque fashion upon being touched. Chain restaurants. Here we go again. Tim claimed that anyone who didn't like chain restaurants was engaging in classism. However, he also proclaimed that everyone should move into country estates and everyone who did not was a pleb.
I don't think I ever said that.
It's a quote. It's a quote, Tim. You said it.
I don't think I actually said that last part. I would like to have a country estate. I think it would be great if we could live in country estates. But like, I appreciate that not everybody can or would want to.
Well,
That's just I'd like.
Well, here's the thing, Dave. Tim knows about it because I hooked him up with a real estate agent, and I'm moving back because I just bought a house where Tim lives, and Tim is looking for a house himself. Do we have to do House Hunters Cust Edition?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
How is that for a show? I'll get my real estate agent. He looks just like Joe Biden. He's real fired up. He's like 70.
Does he give massages?
He doesn't. He's less grabby. I mean, I've only ever virtually met him.
I feel like Tim's standards would be like low, but
also
expect
really
the
high.
weirdest things. Like,
I would like to have a
He would-
solarium.
Like, there's no moat.
That's he would give them like he would only say he has 2 requirements, but then he would show up and ask for things like, well, where's the foot-long aquarium?
I also think that condo is best case scenario for Tim because then he doesn't have to do yard work. Yes, there's condo fees, but if something breaks, he
Well, you
won't just be
forget in
like,
a former
I guess it's
life-
supposed to be broken.
You forget in a former life he would have been a great farmer.
Yes, because he knows how to write.
Loves a good almanac.
Here we go. Filet of fish. Tim called filet of fish the best seafood you can have. Chips and ice cream. Tim dips plain chips into vanilla ice cream. Coke Zero. Tim said that since Coke Zero had 0 calories, it can't be bad for him. Influencers. Tim said that $500,000 was, quote, not that much for an influencer to be making. The average influencer per ZipRecruiter makes $45,000 a year. McDonald's. Tim said if you went to McDonald's for breakfast, it didn't count and was good for you. Guardians of the Galaxy. Tim claimed that nobody watched any movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that Guardian of the Galaxies are in, that the Guardians of the Galaxies are in. This despite 4 movies Guardians have appeared in, generating approximately $6.4 billion in the international box office and ranking Guardians of the Galaxy as the number 34 film of all time per earnings. New York Jets. Tim declared the Jets were the story of the offseason. And then Basil Marceau. Yes. Tim claimed that Basil Marceau would make a capable candidate for governor.
Now, that last part, I'm sure if I said that was completely in jest.
But
that guy's crazy.
Are you Basil? Are you TimAndercust.com like he was BasilMarceau.com running for governor?
I haven't consumed an entire quart and swaying back and forth while I speak.
Basil Marceau, so vote.
How old is
Raise
that
the
video?
gold fringe flag. I think like 2007,
2006?
2008, around that period.
Yeah.
Go search Basil Marceau campaign ad and just enjoy.
The guy seemed harmless. He's
He
just
did.
crazy.
Yeah, he was just a crazy person running for governor, and they had to give them all equal time on the news. So, what do you think, Geoff? You've been pretty quiet here.
this is a tough one. I'm always like in favor of the lists because like I love breakfast foods and I love desserts.
No lists as a part of this top three.
Okay. I think personally
Like,
it's gonna be McDonald's breakfast. I feel like that of like the takes that I can remember watching the first time, that one definitely had the most visceral reaction.
But
me.
even like the fish fillet is the best seafood, or the chain restaurant.
Oh, they're all crazy.
Or the mayonnaise and fries burger.
Better than anything other than a Whopper that they make.
Also, I guess Tim, you said you don't remember saying the Guardians of the Galaxy take.
I don't remember that at all. I liked the first Guardian of the Galaxy.
Also, they're in both of the last movies.
Yeah,
so-
like I gotta say, I don't remember saying that one.
Well,
and if I did, then I completely reject it because I don't think that.
Well, when you say so many crazy things, who can keep track besides Rob McIntyre?
I think the
Fair enough.
influencer one is gonna podium.
Which one?
The influencer.
Yeah, I kind of gave that
Yeah.
away.
Oh,
When I think influencer, I think like a Kardashian. That's an influencer.
okay.
But that's being like when I think of a baseball player, I think of Alex Rodriguez. Like, not everyone's gonna make $250 million.
No, but baseball player is different than an influencer because
No, but
an
it's
influencer-
any career. If you pick the number one
Yeah,
thing of the career.
Yeah, there's a guy in fucking single A ball right now who's a professional baseball player, and he makes like $30 a week.
Yeah, I get that, but like an influencer is somebody who's influencing the general public to purchase a product or a service.
Okay, would you consider me to be an influencer?
I don't know. I think you're not an influencer because you do other things.
But would
I mean, influencer, that's their sort of like chief job.
But would
is
you
to
not
be-
I
say
would
that
say
the
you for
definition of
sure
an
are.
influencer?
But I would say my chief job is
Is-
actually an influencer.
Yeah, I would
because
too.
DraftKings pays me
Yeah.
to influence people
Exactly.
to play on DraftKings.
If a company pays you money to talk about their product, you are an influencer.
He's an influencer.
That's it.
There's no debate. Pat might be an influencer. Pat is 100% an influencer.
Yeah, and I don't make $500K
He influenced
a year, Tim, I hate
DraftKings
to tell
to
you.
hire me.
And he has a very engaged audience that when he, that. So
Tim,
I'm
you
aware.
could be an influencer. You could make $45K a year. Just companies will pay you to tweet about their competition.
Oh, look, I'm nowhere as important or special as some people on this panel that are verified.
Oh, yeah. I haven't talked to Tim since I got verified on Twitter.
Oh, that's right.
I'm so incredibly jealous. You have no idea. So jealous.
How did everyone at DraftKings get verified besides me?
I don't know. I didn't send in the list. They didn't even tell me they were doing it. I just woke up one day. I'm like, I had an email from Twitter that just said,
Wait, you didn't have to
congratulations, you're
submit anything?
verified. Huh?
You
What?
didn't even have to submit anything?
Well, when you're a special person like I am, you don't do the work. People
other
below
people
you
do it
the
for
work.
you.
Yeah.
I am dying of jealousy.
I promise I'll take a screen grab of the email they sent me and I'll tag
What
Twitter
does-
in the
Oh, no.
tweet.
I congratulate you on it. I'm happy for you. I just want it too.
Oh, I know.
You don't
Imagine
deserve
if they gave Tim
You have to stop running your own burner accounts before they'll give you one.
Honestly,
they can
I
trace all
believe-
the same emails.
No, I would want them
This
to
is
verify Tim
karma.
for a week and then take it away from him like they did the longer
that's
tweets.
great.
I was gonna say that's his karma for me getting one of the very first people who got the extra character just for them to take them from me.
I
give him
got
that.
the ability to host a chat today.
Did you really? I wish I had that. I would actually use that.
Yeah, I was already thinking about
You
having
put
one.
it on right now. We can have the show going.
Why does everyone else have a better Twitter than you, Patrick?
I don't know. I think it's because I get paid the most off of Twitter, so that everyone else needs special benefits they don't get paid for.
Yeah. If anything, being verified and still having 2 interactions per every tweet you make, it's just a little bit more demoralizing.
Yeah, but I like when you like a tweet that I have now. It's like, oh, a blue check mark like that tweet. It's like you and Meanie.
Well, again, congratulations, Garion. And as Patty said to Selma, I am dying of jealousy.
Thank you. That means a lot.
So here we are. The 3 top takes, very close in the voting. The number 1 only got 20% of the vote. So third place, 13.7% of the vote. McDonald's. It's good for you, Tim. But only if you go there for breakfast.
Get there before 11 a.m.
Second, with 17.8% of the vote, Tim said that $500,000 was, quote, not that much for an influencer to be making. Well, the average influencer makes about $45,000 a year. Which, Tim, when you factor in that, the Kardashians make, millions of dollars, that there's a lot of influencers out there getting, a check for $2,000, $500. Number 1, 20% of the vote. You know who the story of the offseason was, Garion? It was the New York Jets!
Oh, yeah. I should have just guessed that.
You know what? They were. It was all over Twitter. It was all over Reddit. It was all over television.
I guess they
I
can't
know-
hear Tim, can they?
They can't hear when Tim's talking. I'm testing my spaces. Sorry, people.
Get out of my safe space!
I'm into this. It's an honor to have been selected.
Okay.
All right, well, we're going to end that.
Like-
That was
it's
a bad experiment.
Beta testing? What is
That was like monkey shines. That was more of an experiment in fear.
Yeah, no
than
one's
anything
even in
else.
here. And they can't hear when Tim's talking, so really...
So that's really doing us
That's
no
the
good.
main draw, yeah.
Next category at the Custys, Tim. This is a good one for you. Most egregious claim. You ready?
Sure.
Tim claimed that he would make a good farmer in another life because he does a lot of writing in the evening.
Was that only last year?
Yeah.
That feels like so long ago.
My guy, 2020 was a long time.
That's true.
That's going to be hard to beat, but there's probably 8 more crazy.
Yeah.
I just feel like I've been ripping on him for that for 3 years.
Also from last year, Tim said that jumping from space was easy and anybody could do
Well,
it.
here we go.
There's a lot.
Sorry, literally, you just fall.
First down, Tim claimed he could easily rush for a first down against NFL defenses,
like a-
provide he had NFL blocking. Pass interference. Tim said that if he was ever playing safety and an NFL receiver, Keenan Allen, per his example, were to run past him, he would merely push him over and commit pass interference rather than give up a TD. Alone. Tim claimed he could survive in the Arctic alone, as they do on the show, alone, very easily. And then MLB hitting. Tim claimed he would hit 0.5 in the major, 0.05 in the majors if given the opportunity. This might be the most competitive category of all time.
Of all time. This is stacked. This is a group of death. This is any one of these could win in any year for the most part.
Yet
This is
somehow first place got 32.4% of the vote.
Really? Wow.
this is incredible. I mean, some of them are automatic.
Like, these could go to the Custy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
All of these.
You think that you've got a surefire winner, and then you hear the next one. What is up with you, man?
I think it's pass interference, though.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
The one that had the most traction all
He's
time.
got a better
Hold on.
chance.
Well, let Tim try to parse this one through.
The one that had the most traction that I can remember on Twitter was jumping from space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Garion.
But that
How often
really
do you
is
get
the-
space involved?
Garion, he
literally
could lunge.
Just fall.
He could lunge, like, even though it could be unsuccessful, there is a chance he could lunge at Keenan Allen's feet or lower body and trip him up, and it's auto at the 1 yard line or something.
Or even Keenan just trips over.
There
the blade of
is
grass
no
and
He
something.
blows
chance.
his knee out
Yeah.
making a cut.
There is no, like, him surviving the Arctic
true.
when he can't even shovel or needs a half a dozen tea breaks to shovel one driveway
true.
and can't even walk up or down his backyard steps in the winter or making it down from space because he thinks the guy just floated. He just
Yeah,
fell
so
out.
that's the claim, right, Tim? That's your point, is that there's no skill involved in that. You're just literally falling, and then you're done falling, and you're back on the
On
planet.
Earth.
Okay.
So, no, but you forgot the main point of the Arctic stuff. Is that, yeah, he has to take his tea breaks while he shovels driveways and it gets too cold for him. But surviving in the Arctic alone with all of this is, when asked if he could start a fire, how he would start a fire, his answer was that he would wait for lightning to strike something, and that's how he would get fire.
okay.
Fire many years ago. You would wait for a lightning strike and then go find where it had struck and grab some of the embers.
Did you watch, like, The Jungle Book and come up with your game plan here?
Or do you read the Bible?
I like that. Listen, I don't know if you guys
Like, what book are you basing this off of? The Bible,
I
where
like-
Moses started a fire? A burning bush?
I like the show alone. I admire the people on it, and I strive to be that talented. I think I could do it.
I mean, I could see a scenario where he does fall. I mean, I can't see the scenario, but you can maybe make the case that he could leave that spacecraft above orbit.
He would be dead by the time, like, he got to the atmosphere.
Also, let's not gloss. I know we don't talk a lot of baseball in the Pat Mayo experience,
Yeah, that's
but
insane.
let's not gloss over that currently the commissioner and the owners of Major League Baseball are meeting every single day to figure out how professional players can make more contact, because right now the pitching is so good in baseball. Everyone throws like 97 that moves like this. And Tim thinks he could get a hit one of every 20
couldn't
times
do
he gets
that.
to the
He
plate.
also hits 200 in co-ed slow pitch in the league that he's in.
Tim couldn't hit 0-50 in
I don't think he
single
could
A.
make contact at the Major
That
League
was
level.
my entire argument. You put that as the contact rate, I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
The context was, though, if I got 4 at-bats every single day for
Wouldn't matter.
162
Like,
and I also get
It wouldn't
by
matter.
professional hitting coach
You're not a
every
professional
day,
athlete.
I would eventually get a hit.
No.
It seems
No,
inevitable.
hold on. No one is saying that you couldn't get a hit because maybe you do fluke into something and like someone like breaks their knee and it's not credited as an error. But you're saying that you can get one hit every 20 at bats.
If you're
Yeah,
playing,
I mean,
if you're
I
playing
think that
162 games, Tim, so that's, let's give you, because you're not walking, because everyone's going to throw fastballs right down the middle. So you're going to have probably 700 at bats.
Yep.
So you're saying you're going to get 35 hits.
No, in retrospect, obviously that number is too high. I concede that. That is probably
You couldn't hit fucking .05 in batting practice, pal.
okay. All right, fine.
I would be impressed if you could even lay down a bunt.
Me
I think
too.
it would be so terrifying to just stare at a pitcher like this.
A sacrifice
Do
button.
you see how close the play is at first? Even you think the guy's going to be safe by like a foot and a half? And the closing speed and how quickly they get the ball there.
Well, that's the other
There's no
thing.
play. There's no dribbler single.
Tim
There's-
would finally get a hit. He would hit something to right field.
And he'd get thrown
And he'd get
out?
thrown out by the right fielder.
That's happened in slow pitch.
No, they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to relay in slow pitch.
It's true. They're not.
Not anymore? Oh, that's too bad.
I don't even know-
I used to throw people out from center field.
Yeah.
And they'd be like walking back. Fuck these guys.
I don't even know where to begin.
It's like you said. It's the group of death.
So
It is a
But you
hall.
have-
Yeah, it's a hall of
But
fame.
yet you have to pass the ballot, Jeffrey and Garion.
Well, I don't even. It's weird.
No,
'cause
we
just
could-
for whatever reason, it got cut off. Paul, do you have what came in second place for this? Because I don't have it on my sheet. It got cut off.
Yes.
Okay, so
It's a sign that
the
everything
board-
deserves to be in second.
hold on. So third.
I gotta
pla-
fix the board so you're not gonna see it.
All right, so I'll throw to you for second place here because
got
third place in this with 19.4% of the vote alone. Tim
Yeah.
surviving in the Arctic. What was second, Paul?
It was Jump from Space.
So football's going to win. NFL related is
Yeah,
going to
well,
win.
which one is it though?
I'm gonna say it's the pass interference.
It's the first down with the carries.
It is. Tim claimed
Yeah.
he could easily rush for a first down in the NFL, provided he had NFL blocking. Oh, no, here it is. 21.1% jumping from space. Just ended up on the same line.
I don't even
I think you're right. It should have been one of the other ones.
pass interference like is the as crazy as it is the easiest one to probably accomplish.
Well, the easiest one of this list is probably that he could be a farmer. Which that's a
no, no.
definite long shot.
No,
but I think, really,
he could perform pass interference before he could have a successful
Throw
crop,
anything?
a successful crop season.
Are we talking about like full 11 on 11? Like
Yeah,
there's 10
yeah.
other professional players.
Yes.
in the field? Okay, yeah, he
He
could
just
probably
gotta
get
like
yeah.
swipe
Okay.
the dive like head first. Like
I was thinking like training camp, like a one-on-one. I'm like, he wouldn't touch.
Oh
them.
no, like in a real game.
and it
not
wouldn't
a-
even be
He's still
pass
not doing
interfer-
it. Let's not pretend like
yeah,
he's
true,
doing
yeah,
it.
good
It
point.
wouldn't even be pass interference. It'd probably be illegal contact because he would probably make his move before the ball like is out.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's more likely to fumble and or go to the hospital than gain 2 yards on any sort of run.
yeah. The egregious part of the take is that he would make it to second.
The egregious part of the
I
take
played-
is that
but I-
of the 3 carries, I would bet my life that of the 3 carries, one of them would at least be a tackle for a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
There's no way he would even get 3 carries gaining even half yard of scrimmage.
They're
But
bringing in
look,
the Custos or they're definitely running.
But I did play tackle football for a year.
The fact you call it tackle football says everything you need to know about this.
And so, I mean, I don't know how much that translates, but it's not like I'd be completely unaware of what's going on playing football. I played the line and scored a touchdown on the line, I should mention.
A kid that played Madden has more relevant football experience than your year as a right guard, man.
Center.
Center in Nova Scotia high school football.
Yeah, CENTRE.
Was it even high school football?
No, it was Bantam.
It's a Pop Warner football. You were a center. You fell on a touchdown after making a bad
You
snap.
could have closed the show with that category.
Yeah, that was a good
That's
one.
a heavy hitter.
All right, so next category, we got most reversed cursed. Where are we at here? Oh, most reversed curse. All right, here we are.
Yeah.
Webb Simpson at the RBC Heritage. Tim said anyone who was betting Webb Simpson was throwing their money away. He won the event. Toronto Maple Leafs, after being down 3-0 to the Columbus Blue Jackets, while we were live on air, Geoff, and you and Paul both had money on it, Tim proclaimed the Maple Leafs game to be over.
It was like less than 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. And then they came back and won in overtime. So that was fun. Tony Pollard. Tim told the public to avoid Tony Pollard on DraftKings and that he was a bad play. Pollard recorded over 120 total yards and 2 touchdowns. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Tim claimed the Steelers would be in contention for the number 1 pick in the draft. They won their first 12 games of the season. Robbie Andercurst. Tim had previously discussed Robbie Anderson as a top 20 receiver in the league. However, he abandoned this claim after Robbie left the Panthers. After Robbie left for the Carolina Panthers, leading Robbie to finish in the top 20 in both receiving touchdowns and yardage for the year, or receiving yardage for the year. Cleveland Browns. Since he was drafted by the Browns, not the Jets, Tim has long claimed that Baker Mayfield was an incompetent quarterback and the Browns organization was doomed with him at the helm. The Browns surged to 10 wins in a surprisingly successful season. Tim claimed that Colin Morikawa would not make the final group at the Workday Charity Open. He ended up winning the event. Xavier Howard. Tim said Xavier Howard was overrated and, quote, not good, then proceeded to lead the league in interceptions and was considered a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. I believe that is all of them.
Yeah.
That's most reversed curse of the year. We can kind of fly through this one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta admit with the Browns one, like I was wrong. You spot Baker Mayfield a 28-0 lead in the playoffs. He's gonna win you that game. I was wrong with that.
Yeah, total concession there, Tim.
Yeah.
We got beat by a backup quarterback
The
in
Browns
the
are
playoffs.
probably winning.
I've
feel like that's
honestly,
just,
no, I mean, the Leafs thing is crazy. But had they actually won the game 7, or I think it was a 5-game series in the
yeah, they didn't
play-in,
lose the series.
that had to win. I was living that moment live, and it happened. And then I had to step out of this studio into downtown Toronto. That felt like as reversed anything. But the pre-tournament call on insulting the Webb Simpson wager, like pre-tournament.
The Bryson one didn't even make it. And when he won the
I was
U.S.
gonna say
Open.
it happens quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost classify it as the multiple times he pre-tournament totally shunned a golfer who then went on to cash a ticket of flirting with 30-1 is pretty remarkable.
But I think that the thing that works against that is it's happened so many times. I think people
That was
forget.
the first one we remember coming right out of COVID.
Yeah.
We all bet it. It was
Yeah.
great. Everyone won money with Webb Simpson. So here are the winners. Unless Tim, you have a lean here of who was the most reverse cursed.
I think that the Browns are going to win because people. No, I don't. I have a great deal of antipathy.
Didn't
towards
make the
that
podium.
area.
yeah, I would
Really?
say the Browns, people are waiting for more from the Browns.
Oh,
Like,
I can see that. Yeah.
there's more coming
Yeah.
for that to be the super curse kind of.
Yeah.
That's as good as, unfortunately, that's as good as it can get for them.
Also, I do like how Tua is a terrible quarterback and he only wins games because of his defense, but the best defensive player in the Dolphins sucks. So that's,
He was
that's a
so
fun
good.
twist.
He took it to a new level last year.
First through third is separated by 6 percentage points in the
Wow.
voting. With 19.4% of the vote, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay.
Because they ended up being fine.
It was
I
almost
guess
a lightning.
is a lot of the voting pool too probably
No.
skews Canadian.
No, I can tell you, per the demographics of this show, 89% of the viewership is American.
Oh, okay.
So,
It was during the live show of the PGA Championship Cup Sweats.
yeah.
I would think the Steelers is going to pull in this top 2 here.
Number 2, with 26 or 22.6% of the vote, Webb Simpson at the RBC Heritage, leaving, as Jeff mentioned, 25.1% of the vote. The Pittsburgh Steelers, in the running for the first overall pick, were the last undefeated team and won 12 consecutive games to start the year.
And then lose
How
to the
did that-
Browns. It dovetails
And then lose to the
nicely.
Browns.
Yeah.
Tim's
They
like,
basically lost out and then lost to the Browns in a humiliating fashion.
See,
He had
I-
a good year, though.
I wanted to insult Tim with like the perfect joke because the year before it would have been perfect where he had like the Browns and the Chargers and the Bears in the Super Bowl and they both were horrible. And he got that first overall thing wrong, but
He got the Super Bowl correct.
He nailed that Super Bowl preseason. I don't care how popular it was. He didn't even change a pick to like be fancy. So it's like, nope, Super Bowl that's what we got.
Big
Credit, Tim. So the first time on the show, I think someone is complimenting you.
The big 3
I
categories.
appreciate
Here we go. We got the big 3 categories here. First up, most Andercursed non-sports. Where are we at here?
Who died this year?
Sean Connery. Sean Connery was brought up by Tim on the pick show, and then he died 2 days later, and Tim brought him up out of nowhere. The yurt. While at the spa, Tim was in a tub adjacent to a yurt which had a chimney. After walking by said yurt, the chimney malfunctioned, which almost caused a fire, which then caused the yurt to be closed for the foreseeable future and the spa to be shut down. No Time to Die. Tim called No Time to Die a top 5 Bond film ever. It still hasn't come out yet. Coca-Cola. Tim has long been a proponent of Coca-Cola, specifically Diet Coke, consuming approximately 12 a day. However, this was not enough for Coca-Cola, who were forced to lay off 17% of their workforce this year. C100. Tim proclaimed C100, and specifically hosts JC Douglas, Peter Harrison, and Melody Rose to be his favorite radio show, and inquired as to why the station had switched to Christmas music so early. This was due to them being relieved of their responsibilities and laid off a week earlier.
No.
Fun fact, we almost got Melody to record a video for this show. She refused.
Too bad they don't go on Cameo.
Larry Tesler invented the shortcut for keyboards. After Tim discovered what Control X was, he passed away 2 days later. Rick Moranis. Tim called Rick Moranis a top-tier influencer for no reason. Later that week, Moranis was assaulted on a New York City street just standing there.
That's what I was laughing at.
1917. Tim proclaimed 1917 to be the freest of money to win Best Picture at the 92nd Academy Awards. It, of course, lost to Parasite, and then finally movie theaters. Tim proclaimed he would save the movies. Regal Cinemas, one of the largest movie chains in North America, announced they would be closing all theaters in their chain in October. And frankly, not a great year for movies and movie theaters, especially after Tim said he would save movies and going to the cinema and the cinematic experience.
Wow. Another heavy hitting category.
This one wasn't even close.
Yeah,
I will
this
throw
is
that
a
out
runaway to C100, correct? I mean,
I think there are big three. It could be any one of the big three in
Sean
this one.
Connery.
I remember I took to Twitter when voting. This is the only thing I remember about the voting process because it happened so long ago. That I tried to get people to vote for Rick Moranis because that is the funniest
That is
one.
sneaky underrated. That and the Control X guy is super underrated.
Because it's not even just an element of like Sean Connery he's not like he's always in the news, but he's like a notable person. People think about Sean Connery. Tim literally killed or got assaulted two people that no one was thinking about. He brought them into the news.
When you started reading this category and I just started breaking out in laughter, it's because I read ahead and read the Rick Moranis thing. So for me, that is clearly deserves a podium spot. If I had to guess the podium, it's C100, Connery, and Moranis.
What do you guess the podium to be?
I feel like Tesla could be in there just because it's so funny.
That one's just... and it's funny because Control X has existed since when? 1995?
Something like that, yeah.
Tim just found out what it was?
Yep.
And then the guy dies.
I knew what Control C was, and I knew what Control V was, but I didn't know that Control X is like Control C, but it got rid of the thing you Control C. So, that was a really cool development. I never used that. Well, I knew about Control Z, too, but I didn't know about Control Y. So, who knew, right?
Everyone who uses computers
Oh, man.
for the past 20 years.
Well, I never used these things like that. I just copy and pasted, and that's what I did.
I'm surprised you even knew about Control C and Control V. You seem like more of the highlight the part you want, right click, copy, go somewhere else, right click, paste.
I do that when I'm... You know what? I'm not going to say it because I know...
Say it!
When I have the time.
If it's something really, really important,
Oh,
I'll
God.
press Control C, and I will go right-click copy just to be sure that I know it's copied. It's just... I feel like it's an extra layer.
How is there any downside? It's not like you're
delete
deleting it when you go Control C. What are you talking about?
I know. But if it's
I'll even
super important,
double
I just
save just because I don't trust
Oh,
myself.
sure. I can get behind double
I
saving or
don't-
whatnot, but like Pat said, it's not like if you
it's not like you press Control X.
Copy it, it's gonna
Okay,
delete
fair.
it.
You're not, the next thing is
just
it
feel like I'm
closing.
not
And if
being-
it does, you can Control Z and it comes back.
Yeah, but if it's super important, I don't trust the shortcut. I want to use the tried and tested method of the right.
Now, do you not trust the shortcuts? Because if there's a problem, there's no one you can call because the guy who invented them is dead?
No, I don't know. This is just my neuroses, I guess. I get really nervous when I'm copying and pasting something really important, and I just want to make sure that's done correctly.
How does it work at this point, Tim? Do you call the family or does the lawyer reach out to you?
Listen, I feel
A
I don't
murderer.
know.
Yes, you can just stop putting your hands over your mouth. We can't hear you. Murderer.
I realize. No, these things are all coincidences, and they're annoying coincidences.
I'm sure it's more annoying for them.
Sean Connery was a very old gentleman. The fact that I mentioned an incredibly famous person
Out of
on a
nowhere.
podcast, Okay, but he's so famous that it's never really out of point to talk about Sean Connery, and then he passed. That's just bad timing.
What about Rick Moranis?
Bad timing. I think I'd seen him in a commercial or something, which is why I mentioned him.
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, for Mint
I'm
Mobile.
pretty sure that's where it came from. Is I had just seen him on a commercial, and Control. I had just learned Control X, and I'm sure the gentleman, Mr. Tesla or whomever, I'm sure he was an older gentleman too. Like these things are just unfortunate coincidences, and I'm not guilty.
So I had a great joke lined up, but I'm going to take a pass on saying it. Back to you guys.
Oh, that's two of them.
I'll tell you after the fact.
So I guess what Tim saw that
I
this
think
Mint,
I know what the joke is.
the Mint Mobile hire Rick Moranis, and then initially said he's top tier influencer.
So here we are, the winners.
Oh.
11% of people voted for the yurt. Tim's got the yurt squirts.
Okay.
He's got a tug at the yurt. We've got 11% of the vote.
Funny word.
24.2%, Tim murdering Sean Connery, leaving 41% of people, my vote for this, Tim getting 3 people at his favorite radio station laid off and having the station itself change their entire format.
Not the first time this has happened either.
So how far into the process did she get? Like, did you?
'Cause I
She
realized-
responded to an email?
I have mutual friends,
Okay.
and they reached out, and it was like, absolutely not.
Okay.
All right.
And
That's
I
very
realized
fair.
the other day,
And I didn't
I was
want
wearing
to
a-
offer up any money.
No.
I was wearing a T-shirt the other day of a radio station, which is also defunct. And somebody asked me about it. I was like, I used to love this station, but then they changed everything and fired people, I think, or like retooled everything. So I stopped listening to them and I switched to C100, and now they retooled and got rid of people. And so now I'm just listening to something that's super safe that can never get in trouble.
What is it?
I listen to CBC Radio or Radio Canada.
He
when I'm
listens
driving
to
around.
Radio Canada.
he listens to an
Yeah,
affirmation
more
CD.
often than not, I listen to Radio Canada.
When someone breaks it, it's fine.
Hey, listen, he listens to the affirmation station. He's good to go. You're driving
'Cause I
so
know-
well.
I know that CBC Radio and Radio Canada aren't going to go anywhere.
Is that
Don't
the-
worry, your phone won't explode.
He has the surge protector now. He's fine. All right. Most Andercursed sports.
There we go.
Here
I
we
know
go.
what this is going to be.
What do you think that the answer is?
It has to be Paris Campbell, that poor fella.
First up on the list, prior to week 2 of the NFL season, Tim proclaims Paris Campbell to be a lock on DraftKings. He tore his ACL on the second play of the game, ending his season. The New
That's
Orleans
terrible.
Saints.
My phone blew that afternoon.
Prior to their wildcard matchup with the Minnesota Vikings, Tim declared that, quote, tragedy would not befall the Saints for a 3rd year in a row. They lost despite being 7.5-point favorites. That was last year, though, remember, not this year. That was 2020. Joe Burrow. This really helped out Geoff in a big way. Tim traded Patrick Mahomes for Burrow in my Keeper League and Garion's Keeper League, as well as proclaimed Burrow was free money to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Burrow tore his ACL and MCL later that week. The Denver Broncos. Tim picked the Broncos to make the playoffs in the 2020 season. This led to the Broncos suffering significant injuries to star players such as A.J. Boye, Von Miller, Jarrell Casey, and Cortland Sutton, and a COVID disaster where a practice squad receiver, Kendall Hinton, was left to play quarterback. Tim, you picking the Broncos this year?
No, I'm off of them. I'm tired of being wrong about them.
Deshaun Watson. Tim picked Deshaun Watson to be NFL MVP for 2020. His team sputtered to a 1-6 record to begin the season and will likely will have to give up their top 5 selection to Miami in the upcoming draft, which they did, plus other things that have emerged about Deshaun Watson since this poll was taken. The New York Mets. Tim selected the Mets to win the pennant for like the 20th consecutive year, who fell to a 26-34 record and failed to make the playoffs. How are they doing this year, Garion?
They're
doing
leading.
good.
They're leading the NL East.
Yeah, and Tim, did you pick the Mets this year?
To win the NL East, but not to win the NL.
Okay.
They've got the best pitcher in baseball by far, so that helps.
So he's about to be dead by the time that this comes
Oh,
out.
I hope not.
NHL Canada. Tim predicted that a Canadian team would win the Stanley Cup in the 2020 NHL season. No Canadian team placed in the top 4 of their conference during the regular season, and the conference finals were all American teams.
And now they're guaranteed to have one in the Final Four.
Oh, and this one is, they had to rig it so they could get in. This is great because this is going to be on the 2021 Custys too, the exact same thing. Tim picked the Gonzaga Bulldogs to win the NCAA tournament. The NCAA tournament did not even occur. Will Fuller. Tim claimed that Will Fuller would be a top 10 fantasy receiver for the season. He was suspended with 5 games remaining and is now a member of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, what do you think about Will Fuller
I
now?
don't think he won't be very good either.
Last one, Brendan Todd. Tim proclaimed Brendan Todd was free money to win the Travelers Championship when we all had Dustin Johnson, who was playing in the group with him. He failed to finish inside the top 10.
Oh, did he pick that on like Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
He was up by 2 strokes. How
Right,
could he
yeah.
lose?
Oh yeah, hi Dustin. Right.
An interesting category. I would go on to say the most deserving option is not listed,
What is it?
and it does work by category or by the timeline.
All right, I'll take some.
And I made this. I'll make it quick, but I made this case. I think in the football season, Tim is the strongest proponent I know about the Olympic Games, and I want to say that Tim literally caused the pandemic, Pat. What is the only thing that could end the Olympics? Like, he was talking how this was going to be the greatest Olympics ever, the show Tokyo was going to bring on. And the only thing in the world that could stop an Olympic Games is a world pandemic. Tim cursed these Olympics in Tokyo, and he caused the pandemic.
They're going to be so good in 2021. I'm so excited for this summer.
They're
'Cause
not
I
even
get that.
guaranteed to happen.
Yeah,
pal.
it's still a bit on the
And-
rocks.
We're going to have Winter Olympics like 8 months after the Summer Olympics. It's going to be like lots of Olympics. I'm fired up for it. It's not a lock, but I think by this point, it's April. If they were going to cancel the Olympics, I think they would have probably done so already. That's my hunch. I think these Olympic Games are going on, and I, for one, am fired up for them. It's the greatest 3 weeks in sports. You get it every 4 years. It's, I don't have to sell the Olympics. It's the most popular thing in the world to watch. The opening ceremonies, I think, has the highest ratings of any television show in the world every 4 years. So it's hardly like a unique opinion to say that I think that they're really cool and interesting.
Then he claimed to be an Olympic expert and didn't know anything about the sport he was discussing. Remember?
Oh, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert. I mean, I like to think that some of these sports, what I like about them in part is that outside of a couple of them, like sailing, for example, or maybe like that weird kayak one that I don't like, where they have like that water maze that they go through. Most Summer Olympics,
Water raft. It's like a rafting. It's a
It's
great
like whitewater
event.
rafting.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a great
yeah.
event.
water
Yeah.
kayaking.
So
But
the good
But
ones.
outside of those couple of things, like the charm of the Summer Olympics is that they're all events that anybody can do.
Like dressage.
Well, the equestrian and the sailing less so, but most
You
of
love
them.
dressage. That's your favorite thing. The horse dancing.
I do like the horse dancing, but what makes the Summer Olympics so much of a worldwide phenomenon is that it's running, it's swimming, it's throwing, it's lifting.
speed
All stuff
walking.
Tim can't do.
These are things that the average person can do, and then of course they can't do it nearly as well as an Olympian. So you really get to appreciate the fellow who lifts
It'll
800, or the person who swims that 50 meters in 5 seconds.
Oh,
or whatever.
what about when Tim said that the guy who set the deadlift record was like a sham because he didn't lift it above his head?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He thinks he knows even how this works. And if the Olympics happen, if Tim didn't curse them in 2021, you'll be, sort of near him during the games, where I'm certain he'll make the most insane proclamations.
Maybe we'll do a live watch of the Olympics.
No, but not a live watch of the Olympics. Tim's going to say oh, he can do that, but it's going to be one of those things that you could literally go to the park and say,
Oh, yeah, we can try it out.
Okay, Tim, go for
Like
it,
when he said
buddy.
he could throw a javelin 100 yards.
Oh my god.
No, I could not do that.
You did say that, though.
I could throw it 30 yards.
What's the current record
no
for
idea.
javelin?
I know he's not getting to 30 yards.
60,
Either.
70
He can't throw a
yards,
fucking
probably, right?
football 30 yards.
Jesus.
I could throw the hammer too, I think, because you just spin around and let it go.
How far do you think you could throw the hammer and throw it the proper way?
Yeah, that's the key.
I don't know.
Have
I don't know.
have I mentioned my high school track and field experience on the show before?
No, I have one after you.
Okay, so went to a not very athletic high school, big high school, but we weren't very good at athletics. We had a track and field team. Now my sister is like a long distance runner. She's very good.
NCAA.
Yeah, she got a scholarship for it. She was telling me that they had all the track stuff, but they didn't have any people competing in the field events. And I wanted to go to the athletic banquet at the end of the year. And I also, there was rumors that you got a team jacket. And I was like, I'm in for a team jacket. All right.
You be 1 year Letterman, Garion
Letterman.
Thorne.
Letterman.
So I went and signed up, and they let me do shot put.
Oh,
And when we showed up to the event, I had yet to touch a shot put or have anyone teach me how to shot put. So someone there instructed me on how to hold it and do it. I came in dead last. And if you typed my name into Google, the third hit was like the Scarborough track meet final. And the only person I finished ahead of was the guy who didn't show up and DNP'd.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not last.
Not last.
I think it was either 7th or 8th grade, we had a cross country event. It was like a qualifier to see who got to go to like the regionals to go run. I'm not super fast. I'm much better at long distance running now than I was then. But everything was set up on like the football field at our school. And it was like laps around the football field.
Yeah.
But there was a whole bunch of people in the middle of
Doing the track events.
No,
and
it
field
was just
events.
like people like watching
Oh,
or
okay.
like having their normal. It was at like lunchtime, so people were just like out on the field eating lunch or whatever. It was completely packed, so there wasn't a great monitor of what was going on. So I basically pulled a Jeffrey from Fresh Prince. I ran one lap and then just mingled myself into the crowd. And when the people were coming down for the last lap, I emerged from the crowd and just kept sprinting. And then I came about dead last when we got to regionals, but I got into school, so it was all fine.
Like that,
Oh,
what was
there
it,
it is.
the Boston Marathon where someone hopped on a subway?
Subway, yeah. All right, the winners of
how hard do you think hurdling is?
Tim, your vertical's like 2 inches.
This is what I'm wondering. Like,
Can we get Tim in a room with Lolo Jones?
We'll figure all this out later. The winners of most curse. This is the biggest win of any category. This
it's not
category,
Paris Campbell. I'll be shocked.
it is not Paris Campbell. With 10.1% of the vote, the New Orleans Saints. With 10.6% of the vote, Paris Campbell.
Joe Burrow.
With 65% of the vote, poor Joe Burrow's kneecap, Tim. Your fault, pal.
Thank you.
Not my fault. And that was a week where talk about negative experiences with the internet. I took such heat on our league thread that whole week for the series of trades that I executed. It was not a fun week to be me. And then Burrow gets his ACL and MCL and whatever blown out that Sunday. It was just like, oh my goodness, we're just going pillar to post here.
Jeff, would you say that supplanted Danny Willett as the most profitable Andercurse you've ever had?
No, it didn't. And I didn't like that. That Herbert bet would have been profitable for me regardless. Worst case, they go to the awards night
Right,
like as
you can get Kedge or
co-favorites.
whatever, yeah.
I at 16-1 as a starting point, I could have made that profitable. And I didn't want to see that misfortune.
You mostly
at
wanted
all.
him to win it. You wanted him to win it without an injury.
Yeah, sure. I wasn't like I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't. That wasn't. That
No, you
was.
just
That
wanted him
didn't
to-
feel right.
But
like
you wanted him to
seeing-
play 16 games and have Herbert just be better than him in 16
Yeah.
games.
You still got lucky though, because I'm sure they should have given it to Tua because he had great heart, better heart than
But
Justin
won a lot
Herbert.
of games.
Won a lot of
Won
games.
a lot of games.
11 every game, right?
Yeah, undefeated.
And then
Except for
knew
once,
the people
except
of
for the Kansas
Buffalo
City game.
needed it more than he did and gave it to them.
Exactly. So, Gary, do you have time for one more?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Last category. Most Andercurse, new category for this year. New York Jumbo Jets. Here we go, Tim. Are you ready for this?
Remember this category.
Yeah, it's a new category for this year only. The Bomb Squad. Tim claimed the Jets to have a, quote, bomb squad of receivers, including Jamison Crowder, Chris Hogan, Brashad Perriman, and Denzel Mims, and said there was no team whose receivers he would rather have. The receivers struggled to a mediocre and injury-plagued season where only one of them recorded more than 600 receiving yards. Adam Gase. Tim said that Adam Gase had overperformed in his past 2 seasons and was not a bad fit to be Jets head coach. Sam Darnold. Tim had been propping up Sam Darnold for having a dominant season. Darnold sustained a variety of injuries and struggled with less than 6 yards per attempt and below a 60 rating per Pro Football Focus. Denzel Mims. Tim claimed that Denzel Mims was set up for an excellent rookie season and called him the better version of Michael Thomas. He also said he'd be ready for week 1. None of these things occurred. Mekhi Becton. Tim claimed that Becton should be Offensive Rookie of the Year. And following the game, he was injured. And then the subsequent game, he had to be brought in for emergency duty and then sustained further injury. Also, when we were doing our draft show, Jeff, he called him Becky and said that he didn't want Becky with the pick.
until he pushed a car up a hill going in reverse with the parking brake.
Yes.
Le'Veon Bell. Tim said that Bell was looking great in camp and would be an excellent contributor for the Jets this season. He was cut and signed by the Kansas City Chiefs. Bradley McDougall. Tim said the McDougs was basically just as good as Jamal Adams. McDougall struggled to an overall 41 PFF grade and was barely playing by the end of the season. And my vote for the winner of this
was great.
During live commentary of a Madden stream, the Jets were blown out by the Pittsburgh Steelers, which included a fumbled faked field goal recovered for a touchdown.
No!
No.
Sam going deep.
Wide open. Oh,
should it?
you gotta hit him, Sam.
He hit the Steelers guy again. Sam's getting real lucky here, by the way.
Oh man, I
2 drop picks.
Feel like Humphrey Bogart here. Play it again, Sam.
You sure about that? You sure you want that throw again?
Yes, he's wide. I don't want the throw, but I want the play because he's wide open. Like, what are we even doing here?
Kicking field goals. You put your MVP on the field.
This will probably miss.
Probably be a fake. It is a fake.
No!
Sack.
No! Oh, what a disaster!
To the house.
Oh no! How do you allow that? How do you look that? This is game glitch. That's a game glitch. They didn't mean to pick fake. They mean to pick field goal. It was game glitch. Oh no! How could you do this to me? I shouldn't have to see this. I see enough of this in my real life. Forgot about that.
There's some good ones in there.
I would like to say Tim crying during week 1 also.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
People, so we heard, we can only go with what we were told.
Well, I cry is a very strong way to put it. I got a little emotional because I saw everything blowing up around me, and I went.
You saw the season coming before spending the entire offseason telling us how good they'd be.
It wasn't his fault that he was telling us how good they would be. They were the story of the offseason.
Yeah, the media was really doing that
in a
work for
very
him.
inside football way, to me, it is probably Bradley McDougall, but it's got to be the
But
Madden
I was right about
sim.
that because Jamal Adams was bad too. So they were both bad.
I think the Madden sim to me is like a runaway winner, but at the same time, I reference the bomb squad probably more than anything else.
I will throw this out there. The sim, not even on the podium.
Wow. Well,
You had to have been
You
watching.
actually had to have watched it, and no one should have.
It's
I'll
a
see if
very
I can find the
inside
clip.
it's an inside baseball, I guess, sort of moment.
His reaction.
No. Oh! And it wasn't even a blowout. It was like a close. They were kicking a field goal to go ahead. And I joked, it'll probably be a fake and they'll fumble it. And it happened.
Quickly, Tim, what would you say was your most accurate prediction for the Jets last year? Like, did anything you claimed about them, even remotely happen?
I predicted during 3 weeks out from the game against the Browns that they would beat the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, he did say that.
That,
They did beat
that is true. That was so funny.
I was gonna say I couldn't remember if it was. Now it's obvious it was the Browns, but I couldn't remember if he predicted the Browns or the Rams game.
But then they beat the Rams.
Also,
I'm also
No, the Rams are the
hold
first-
on.
the Rams are the
What
first one.
should be the list in
The
history?
thing that should be this is the Raiders game. Is me taking the victory lap after having beaten
And the Aguilar bomb.
But I think history. Like, if we do a show, when Mayo Media is so big and someone can go back,
Imagine these shows airing on real TV.
and there's a staff of people that can do this sort of thing. But it is going to be Tim, the most Andercursed Jets, Tim 2020, when history finally settles, is going to be him not caring about not getting Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Totally making it nothing. It was nothing.
Tim has already claimed that he's going to be in the CFL.
Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence will be a big player in the 5th annual Custys. Right?
Yeah, he has to be.
Yeah.
Or Tim's quote from 20 minutes ago be the Olympics this year are going to be so
Right.
good and cannot be canceled.
Yeah, that too.
We just have to cut that clip out.
Yeah, I'm really worried about Trevor Lawrence too. I'm terrified that the Jaguars drafted a guy who, let's just say, doesn't make the best decisions at times, according to some of the tape I've been watching.
According to you
The
Googling
tape
Trevor
he's
Lawrence,
been watching.
he Googles Trevor Lawrence mistakes. And then tells you he's got a whole roll of mistakes too.
Well, there's lots of them. Good luck to the Jags. I think they're going to need it.
Didn't he also say that Lawrence didn't like play anyone this season?
Yeah.
Even though Clemson twice played Notre Dame.
It was like when
Yeah,
he was,
but he didn't
But
play.
BYU
I know he didn't play in the first
BYU
game.
lost
We
to
won it.
Coastal.
What?
BYU lost to Coastal
Oh,
Carolina.
yeah, believe me.
Coastal Carolina was a really good team this year, though. They were ranked all year.
No, I know, but you're picking on Lawrence's.
No. What I'm picking on, and I'm right about this, is that people are proclaiming Trevor Lawrence to be the greatest quarterback prospect they've ever seen. The evidence doesn't suggest that.
that's actually not true.
That's not
People
true.
have very much said he's the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck.
Yep.
Who you made retire, by the way. Custy winner, Andrew Luck.
Well, you know what? I would, and I think anyone who has any head on their shoulders would take Burrow or Herbert over Lawrence right now. And if you wouldn't, you're not being honest.
I mean, Herbert's a discussion, obviously, but
And I'm flattered.
I don't think
but
Burrow
I
is
don't
in that
know that
class.
it.
Burrow's just a better quarterback, had a better college season than any of the years Trevor Lawrence had. And when they played each other in the national championship game, Trevor Lawrence wasn't even in the same class.
if you want to Google something specific that makes bad things pop up, Google Joe Burrow arm strength. Because that'll take you
I
down a
watched
dark
him
road.
play this year for the Bengals. He played fine with a very, very bare cover.
Until you killed him.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah, and now,
You know,
now the next end zone he runs into better have a ramp.
Listen, what happens to Tim when the AFC Championship in 2 years is like Browns versus Jaguars?
No,
Or
it's
Dolphins.
it's Baker versus Tua in the AFC Championship game.
Yes.
That's the ultimate most Andercursed outcome here.
You're probably, it's hard to
I
find
guess
it.
I'll just cheer for whoever the best team in the NFC is to make sure they win their championship.
No, but it will be Kyler Murray and who's the other guy you hate in the NFC?
I don't mind Kyler. I've come around on Kyler quite a bit.
Not bad news for him. Is it after he cost you the $300 last year in our bet?
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals did fall apart, much like I thought they would, but the Lions happened.
Yeah,
Pat
but the
didn't-
Lions being great didn't really work out, did it?
Pat didn't
Oh, it'll
bet
be
that.
it'll
Yeah, I didn't
be,
bet that they were going to win the Super
they
Bowl.
didn't-
I bet they'd be better than the Lions.
Like, yeah.
It'll be
exactly.
Justin Fields on like the Bears or something.
This is true.
I love Justin Fields. He's the best quarterback.
Yeah, but
in this
you
draft.
won't have him, and that's where the
Yeah,
irony.
but I'm cheering for him to succeed wherever he goes. In part to prove me right. 'Cause
New
I was
England?
on-
Well, that's the big.
It's going to be awful when he goes to New England.
So
But
he'll
if he
be
does,
back on Denver if the Broncos draft Fields.
But he's off Denver this year.
No, but he'll be back.
Oh, he'll be back on them. Yeah, that's a good call.
I'm right back on if they draft Fields. If the Patriots draft Fields, I'm picking the Patriots to win the division. And even though I picked Baltimore already to win the Super Bowl, I could change my mind to the Patriots to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson is being set up as the most Andercursed person on the planet
He is
for the
so
next
good.
year. Oh, yes, Paul.
Is Tim out on the Saints now that they have Jameis Winston starting?
I have no opinion right now on the Saints till I know what their quarterback situation is. But I think Carolina and Tampa and Atlanta are all better, so I guess I have to be.
Do we? But it didn't make the list. It will be done here. But you claiming that Fromm was the best quarterback on the Bills roster might be your worst take.
Yeah, but
Well,
I was
he-
also trying to
That
I was
because
also
the
being-
guy got MVP votes, or I don't know how.
He came second in the MVP
Yeah.
voting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was wrong about Allen, but that was more me just trying to be mean.
But
about
he's
I
excited.
like that when you're egregiously wrong. That's your new crush. No, I was just trolling at the time.
And I got to be honest, I sent Tim something that shows a potential chance for Allen regression, maybe because he was so good.
no, don't waste my material. I'm saying
No, I'm not
this.
saying it. And he was so excited.
Was Jake Fromm better than Allen at racist tweets?
No. It's something about Josh Allen's play that suggests
And I don't believe.
Really, you think that Josh Allen next year might not be the second best quarterback in the league? Call me stunned.
Anyway,
It's unfortunate because if he had come first in MVP voting, that means he could never be bad.
Yeah, that's the Lamar Jackson rule.
this is, I mean, that's Garion's position that Lamar Jackson is bad. That's not my position.
didn't
My
say
position
that.
is that
Didn't
you
say
just
that.
did. You implied it.
I said we can maybe question some of his faults. That's
I
it.
don't question him. He's the second best quarterback in football.
Okay.
after
He's got
the last MVP.
The Ravens are going to win like 14 or 15 games. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Is the 2017 MVP the third best player in football?
course,
Like,
yeah.
is that or
Matt Ryan's top 5.
It's
that
why
how
that
this
Otto
works?
Graham is still one of the best quarterbacks in football.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
So I do have an announcement that I'm trying to get made, and I want your guys' take on this. Remember when Tim lost that bet to me, and he owed me like $800, but I just took that selfie that he took of himself off of him instead?
Right.
I think I'm going to turn that selfie into an NFT, and then auction them off to people. How do you feel about that, Tim?
I would rather you didn't.
But maybe I'll get you. You can have one. That'll be my way of giving back to you. I will give you an Andercurse selfie NFT.
I don't want one. I don't want any of the tokens. I don't know the tokens. I don't understand the tokens. I want nothing to do with them.
You could sell it to your church.
Yeah, you can give it to your church.
I don't want anything to do with them.
I'll get you a Jesus NFT. How about that?
I don't want anything to do. I don't like them. I don't understand them. They're really bad for the environment. I'm not interested.
Oh yeah, that's the new case against NFTs. They're very bad for the environment. Tim, noted climate change denier, really concerned about
That is
really
not
concerned
true.
about the environment.
That is not true. This is all just slander.
Well, when you're a farmer, you get a certain feel for temperature.
Well,
and-
but he's not the farmer yet, though. He's just
true.
still writing about being a
Right,
farmer and
right,
his
right, right.
novelization of it.
Right.
Novelization based on the movie, which will obviously come out before.
Hold on. Put a pin in that because I can't believe you said that. That's on my list of things to talk about on the next corner. Is why those haven't made a comeback and why I want them to make a comeback.
The novelization of movies?
I loved them when I grew up. I don't want to spoil this. When I was young, I didn't get to go to see a lot of movies, and so I always bought the novelization book of the movie and got to read it. For example, I couldn't go see Hook in the theaters, so my mom got me the novelization of Hook book from Kmart, and I read that cover to cover in the evening. I loved it. I think that there should be a lot more novelization of movies, and I don't understand why there can't be novelization of series. And I'd read that, or novelization of miniseries. I'd read that. I really think that needs to make a comeback.
What they do, they are currently in production, but they're all NFTs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You buy the NFT of the Mortal Kombat novelization of the movie.
I really do like the idea of novelizations, and I wish they'd make a comeback.
All right. That will do it for the 4th annual Custys, according to this sign. It's the last time I'm going to see you guys in person for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the laughs.
It's a good way to go out.
Looking forward to the throne next year.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be sitting in it.
I still think the single biggest mistake you ever made in fantasy would still be in business to this day if you had just taken my idea, Garion, and named your show not The Rotation, but Game of Thorns. And then people will be scrolling through the guide like, oh, Game of Thrones is on. Perfect. People would click on it, and people like Tim, who wish they had a Nielsen box, the ratings would just go through the roof for Game of Thorns.
Clearly, we should have just taken all our shows and novelized them.
Put them in novelization for Tim would have them sold out. You can buy the... Oh, Tim, are you one who wants to get like transcripts of shows sent to you?
I would love to have the transcripts of shows sent to me.
I can send you the transcripts of all of these shows.
No. I say that tongue in cheek. I mean, I can see why there was a time where you'd want to have that, but there's no need for that.
I'll get you all of the former transcripts from the People's Court of the early 90s. Anyway, Garion, thank you for being in studio.
Oh, no worries. That was great.
Jeffrey, thank you for being here. Paul, thank you for making the graphics, doing the switching. Thank you, Rob McIntyre, for tallying. Thank all of the people who voted. And, of course, one big thanks to me for putting this show together and hosting the show. An amazing credit I think I deserve, and a round of applause from you, Tim. Thank you very much. Also, I'd like to thank you, of course, that being Tim Andercust.
Tim Andercust.
That's not my name, but I doff my cap to you.
Thank you. What else do we got going on here? I think that's it. Subscribe to the Cust Corner exclusive audio feed to catch up on all previous Cust Corners. And I hope to have all of the nominated Cust Corners from this show up on that feed. We're still playing catch-up mode. I think the first 19 and all the previous Custys are up there right now. Also, smash the like, share the show around. Tell us your favorite moment that will be nominated at this year, the 5th annual Custy Awards. That will do it for us. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.
Mayo experience! Experience!